Hey everybody, this is Maha here, Maha Al-Musa, and I'm the founder of EmbodyBirth and Belly Dance Birth since 1997. And this morning I was watching a video of a woman speaking about those of us in families who are pattern breakers, who break the patterns or the toxic patterns of our lineage. And you know, it's always a very interesting thing because birth is a place for us to break patterns of that family line. And that's what I wanted to just share with you this morning, because we never ever consider birth as that place to heal and to repair our lineage. And so what we say in embodied birth is that your maternal wisdom, that maternal voice, that maternal knowing that lives within the wisdom of the womb is your medicine. It is that medicine that is available to us as women to break the patterns of the maternal lineage that may have been toxic or may have been hidden within the family. So every single woman who gives birth has the opportunity to somatically, psychically, energetically, emotionally break the family patterns. And that's something that we teach in Embodied Birth. That's what makes my program a very powerful program, because we excavate deeply into what could be birth's purpose. And that is one of the very big sacred purposes of birth, because it is a rite of passage experience, and it is being given to us as women for many, many reasons. But one of those is that we want to birth our babies through that portal of love consciousness. And it is that portal of love consciousness that breaks those patterns of the family. So most women don't even realize or comprehend the idea that when they come to give birth, that they have that opportunity to heal the lineage. And so it's very, very important to me as the founder of Embodied Birth for nearly 30 years now to keep sharing that truth. I have birthed all three of my babies through physiological sacred channels. I have brought my children into my arms and hands of love. Birth and pregnancy preparation was a place for me to face not only my immediate family patterns that were toxic, and for me it was coming through the masculine line, and I had to sit with that in my pregnancy, and I had to face the deepest sadness and the deepest grief. And then each of my births, I was able to move through those layers of the grief. And what did I find? Because I was going through physiological birth, what I found was I felt my mother line, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, on both sides, actually, on my paternal side as well. So I was able to find those places that needed to be alchemized, to be repaired, to be celebrated as well. All of those things were available to me in those sacred physiological birth places, in that field. Unfortunately, what happens is when women step into the medical system that pathologizes the body, that doesn't even consider the healing that birth can give us, that it is a sacred pathway, that it is a ceremonial rite of passage. Women don't even get the opportunity to heal that lineage. In fact, what happens often, not always, but often, is we get more traumatized, which means, and this is a very big part of what we teach in Embodied Birth, our babies then carry that trauma, and so the cycle continues. So for those who just joined, I was talking about a video I was watching of a woman speaking about how we can break family toxic patterns. But nobody ever considers birth as the place of opportunity to do that. And that's what I've been teaching in EmbodyBirth for nearly 30 years. So what is the intention of birth? What is the possibility of birth? What gift does birth give us as mothers? And then with that gift, we gift our babies, our children, our partners, our families, our communities, society, and the global consciousness. So this is very, very powerful to consider. And whenever I work with women in pregnancy and I do consultations, we walk down that path of the intentional kind of birth, the sacred birth. What is it that we could be reimagining and rebirthing from our family lineage through the way we birth? And it certainly isn't being controlled and coerced and abused and traumatized. That's not going to heal anything. That's just going to create more grief in the body. That's where it lives. It lives in the cellular memory of our body. Birth lives in the cellular memory of our body. Our children still live in our body. The experience lives in our body. So if we want to heal our lineage, as this woman was talking about, we need to include birth, sacred birth, into that narrative, into that discussion and that dialogue. And I think I'm one of the very few birth educators that actually does that. And I come from very strong Palestinian Lebanese roots as well. And even there's work that I have had to do through my birth to repair. And as I said before, to alchemize the horrible, shocking things that have happened in my lineage. So I have used birth as a tool for sacred awareness and for elevation and excavation. So my children don't have to walk that path. I'm clearing those channels for my children to be born into the hands and arms of love. And if you could imagine, if all babies born today had mothers that were supported with love and care and compassion and honor and respect, how different might the world look? When we look out at the world, what are we seeing? Separation, violence, aggression, power, control. Yeah? We women, our matriarchal voice, our maternal voice, carries the medicine that the global consciousness needs. And the frustration I have, 30 years of teaching this, and I keep going at 62. I'm still here because I want people to wake up to the power of sacred birth. And so if anyone would like to come and join my EmbodyBirth training online, we start in March this year, 2025. It is a mentored EmbodyBirth teacher training with me. So get in touch and let's educate or educare around birth preparation and birth itself with mothers in a much more conscious way, not a medical way. Yeah, there is another pathway and portal, and that is the portal of healing and repair and celebration of what birth really means, so our children can thrive from the moment they're conceived, actually even before, but that's another story. So thank you for listening, and get in touch anytime, and let's take into consideration what are the possibilities of sacred birth. Namaste. Lots of love. Ciao.